What's up, guys? It's Benny. We've been following the case of the man who would have assassinated President Trump if given the opportunity at Mar-a-Lago. He showed up with a shotgun and a can of gasoline, stormed the compound, was able to get within 200 yards of the actual physical residence. This is, of course, where President Trump lives, before he was gunned down by Secret Service. Secret Service report that he pointed the shotgun at them and was trying to fire. This young, very disturbed man named Austin Tucker Martin is from North Carolina. He was 21 years old, but that's pretty much all that we knew about him. What the hell else is going on here? Well, it turns out quite a bit. Turns out this young man was most likely a conservative and was obsessed with Jeffrey Epstein. Text messages from the young man show that he believed that there was a massive deep state cover-up by President Trump and that he was trying to kill Trump because of Epstein. This is wild. Mar-a-Lago armed gunman fixated on Epstein files a week before the shooting. Let's go ahead and read the text. I'm glad you are benefiting. This is a chat from Austin. I don't know if you read up on the Epstein files, but evil is real and unmistakable. Best people like you and I can do is use what little influence we have. Tell other people about what you hear about Epstein files and what the government is doing about it. Raise awareness. Hey, where are you? This is Austin's text. Let's read. An armed man shot and killed by Secret Service agents. Thank God no Secret Service agents were killed. He stormed Mar-a-Lago. He got within 200 yards of the presidential residence. He was very close. So he got within the security barrier, which is like a great question. How exactly did he do that? Austin Tucker Martin sent a text message obtained by TMZ to a coworker 1 week ago. It read, I don't know if you read up on the Epstein files. Let's raise awareness. A source who worked close with Austin at the Pine Needles Lodge and Golf Club in North Carolina told TMZ he became fixated with Epstein following the latest release of information in the files. The coworkers tell us he was deeply disturbed by what he believed was a government cover-up and talked about powerful people getting away with it. At the same time, Austin was outspoken about his Christian faith and political views. We're told that he regularly expressed support for Trump, telling colleagues as recently as last year he believed Trump was a strong leader. People close to Martin describe him as well-meaning, but increasingly frustrated, particularly about the economy. We were told he often complained about young people needing two jobs or roommates to afford to move out. The sources say he still lived with his parents. Austin tried to start a union at work to push for higher wages, but no one signed on. Outside of his job, he was a sketch artist attempting to sell drawings of local scenery and people around town. So like a little bit of a corkball, a little bit of a strange kid. But nonetheless, like they say he was a Trump supporter. This is the op. They're always going to try and say that this is like a Trump supporter trying to like shoot and kill Trump. They did the same thing with Matthew Thomas Crooks. I didn't believe it then. I don't believe it now. As we reported, he was shot and killed breaching the secure perimeter at Mar-a-Lago. A lot of people are saying that he was radicalized by Thomas Massie, right? So this is now like that this is some type of Massie Republican, and that Thomas Massie inspiring presidential assassins, right? I've been saying this for weeks, including on Piers Morgan a few days ago, saturating the online information environment with these constant declarations of child atrocities, foreseeably going to drive certain mentally unstable people crazy and into mania. Endless cycle of saying giant pedophile ring rules the world, has negative consequences. Shocker. Not surprising at all. Total indictment of people like Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie who want this stuff released to the public, not capable of understanding the sources. People blaming Thomas Massie again, and the Democrats are responsible for this. They forced the release of the files to ferment conspiracy theories and drive people crazy. The Epstein files are one-shotting young white men, and they're being pushed hard by the left. Hard to see that as a coincidence. Okay, he was a Trump supporter, panicking. He was a Thomas Massie cult member. There you go. What else do we know about Austin Tucker? I mean, look at this. He was 21 years old. He lived in a $1.1 million house with his parents. Here's a family photo of them. This is him. Not insane. He looked like a homeschool kid. He's got mom and dad. They look totally well-meaning. brothers in the Army, right? Fort Bragg's in North Carolina. Maybe that's where this was taken. This is not like him at all. This devastates us, his aunt wrote. He lived with his parents in a secluded countryside home. The young man had a fascination with drawing golf courses in his spare time. So he's just like a quiet little, like, kind of nerdy young man. Like, here he is drawing this golf course. He worked at a golf course. He tried to unionize the golf course. That I don't understand. I mean, if you're some type of like Trump Republican, you're not trying to start a union at a golf course. I drew a picture I took of the golf course that I work at. I hope you like it. So, like, the kind of quirky, like nerdy kid. Apparently, they found a brand new box of the shotgun that he was trying to use and the fuel can. So this wasn't something that was like, it seems like particularly premeditated. So he went and he bought the shotgun that day to go and storm Mar-a-Lago. I mean, geez, man. Obviously, they have a type. This is the thing that I don't buy about this kind of stuff. He was a MAGA supporter. Like, these kind of guys, you need to immediately release all of their text messages. I want all of his text messages. I want all of his Google search. The dude tried to kill President Trump. There have been 4 presidents who have been assassinated. Kennedy, Lincoln, Garfield, and McKinley. And none of them were multi-time assassinated. You know what I mean? Like, President Trump's the only president who's survived 3 or 4 assassination attempts. And those are the ones that we know about. There are a bunch that we don't know about. Remember, they were trying to shoot his plane out of the sky. Remember, they followed him with a drone. Something's happening with these young men. This looks exactly like the archetype of Matthew Thomas Crooks. This looks exactly like the archetype of Tyler Robinson. Like, conservative, white, young men who may or may not know how to handle a gun, but are able to get really, really close and take a shot and kill. And it's always like a Republican. What's happening with these guys? Tucker Carlson was able to uncover some really nefarious and very creepy stuff with Matthew Thomas Crooks, as though somebody was grooming him. Matthew Thomas Crooks obviously taking a hard break. Yes, he started off as a Trump supporter, but then, of course, near the end, he was leaving comments about how he wanted to kill members of the MAGA movement, and that's what he ended up going and doing. So somebody needs to go and explain, we need all of their search history. We need all of their text messages. We need all of their emails. Congress should vote to release everything about these young men. They're on their digital devices. They're terminally online. Matthew Thomas Crooks was, Tyler Robinson was, yet we've seen nothing about any of them. And it makes me very, very angry. Anyway, I couldn't believe this was the connection. And it seems like, if you're starting a union and if you're losing your mind about like the Epstein files and the Epstein list, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have released it. We've obviously made a lot of hay and done a ton of stories on the Epstein list on this channel. And I think the information therein is extremely valuable, but you have to stay grounded in reality, meaning you have to say you can't go like with gas cans and shotguns and start storming government buildings, right? Like, that's not the solution here. But perhaps that's what some people want. Anyway, keep your heads, obviously, and pray, ladies and gentlemen, for the protection of our country, our nation. I think there's going to be some crazy things ahead. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. See ya.